Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy and development in Nigeria and around the world. In this video we're going to discuss the legislative rascality of the Rivers State House of Assembly, in which that assembly that is dominated by the people who claim to be in the All Progressive Congress, but who ought not to be there in the first place, since they illegally defected from the People's Democratic Party, the platform that brought them to power, to APC, under very controversial circumstances. But because Nigeria has almost become a banana republic, that's why they still preside over the assembly in Rivers State, including their speaker, to legislate and make law for the people of Rivers State. And they have taken that rascality again to a new height by overriding the governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, and extended the tenure of the Rivers State House of Assembly. That is what we're going to talk about in this video, and this is worth discussing, because what is happening in Rivers State, if not contained, and these lawmakers put in their proper place, will have a lot of ramification in Rivers State that could snowball into a crisis that will be of national dimension. Because when Rivers State is boiling, you can know that Nigeria is boiling, because the chunk of the money they use to fund corruption in Abuja comes from oil in Rivers State. Now, the issue at stake is the amendments of the law, sections of the law of Rivers State. That's sections of the law of Rivers State number 5 of 2018, extending the tenure of local government chairman by the Amewole-led House of Assembly. And that action by that assembly is, to say the least, condemnable. Now, that purported override of Governor Simi Fubara by the State House of Assembly, just a few days after they purportedly amended that section of the law, is a recipe for chaos and breakdown of law and order, and stands condemnable by any reasonable Nigerian. And it has also been stated that the law was not even sent, the amended law was not even sent to the governor for his assent before they override the whole thing, because they believe they can do and don't do. It's only in Rivers State that you have lawmakers who have the powers to do all these kind of things. This kind of abnormalities is only happening in Rivers State because the state, the Nigerian state, has literally empowered the State House of Assembly to be stronger than the executive in that state, all because of politics. Now, assuming without considering that the Rivers State House of Assembly sent the amended law to the governor, normally by the law, the governor has 30 days with which to assent the bill, the law. And if you didn't assent to it, then you can now say, okay, they have a right to override the governor. But they didn't even allow the 30 days to expire before they rush to assent, to override the governor and extend the tenure of local government chairman. So I'm among those who have said that this is clearly a case of legislative rascality and a coup against democracy that every reasonable Nigerian should condemn it, because it is Rivers State today. You don't know the state that it will be next. That is why when you see evil festering, it is good to cut the neck of the snake immediately and bury it, because you never know who the snake will strike next. Because this is our hard-earned democracy. We need to guide it jealously from these rascal politicians that want to undermine it by any means possible. Now, illegally extending the tenure of local government chairmen just a few weeks to the expiration of their tenure is an abuse of legislative process that should not be enforced and cannot be enforced in any sense society. And Nigerian government should not allow it to stand. So it is not surprising that many people have considered this, and I, and yours truly included, that this is height of legislative rascality and a coup against democracy that should be condemned by all well-meaning Nigerians. And if this kind of thing continue, if this is allowed to stand, it is a deliberate invitation to anarchy, and it's an attempt also by the lawmakers to sabotage the so-called presidential peace accord that was brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is why it is important that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should intervene and call these so-called lawmakers to order in order to avert total breakdown of law and order in Rivers State. He should call them to order. Because the only reason they are doing what they are doing is because they know Abuja is backing them. They know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is backing them. They know the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is backing them. So they feel they can do anything they like in Rivers State and nothing will happen. And that is how it starts. When you see that a country is a failed state, these are all symptoms of a failed state and a failed system. And if Nigeria don't want to go down the drain, like Somalia, like Afghanistan, which is where it is heading right now, this kind of rascality should be curtailed, and those who perpetrate it called to book, especially when they have the backing of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, these people, they take delight in undermining Fubara, the governor of the state. They want to strip him of all executive powers. And we are all watching it like a drama unfolding in our own eyes. They are stripping the man of all executive powers. The State House of Assembly doing this, and the law enforcement agents, all the security apparatus, they are doing nothing until things get out of hand. Then they begin to ask, who killed soldier? Who killed police? Who killed this? Who killed that? This is the time to nip the crisis brewing in Rivers State in the bud. It's time to nip it in the bud. Bola Ahmed Tinubu and all the rest of them, they have the opportunity now to solve this problem. But they are pretending and they are not aware of it until the bombs start blowing in Rivers State in terms of militants, in terms of bombing of Nigerian pipelines supplying the all-important oil that we need to get foreign exchange. Then everybody will sit up. This is the time to ensure that the Rivers State House of Assembly is called to order. This is the time to ensure that there is peace in Rivers State. Because peace in Rivers State is one of the things that is critical to the sustenance or flow of oil from Niger Delta. Perhaps they are not aware of this, or they pretend not to be aware until this will get out of hand. Now, the lawmakers themselves, and I hesitate to call them lawmakers because ordinarily they ought not to be. They ought to have been sent packing from the state assembly after they defected to another political party in circumstances that many senior lawyers have said is a violation of the Constitution. That they ought to have left the scene, vacate their seat, and contest fresh election. Then if APC, people want to vote for APC lawmakers, they will now vote for them. But because this country, things has continued to go wrong. You know, one of the things that people forget, some of the crises we are seeing in Nigeria today is because of the failure to do the right thing a few years ago, a few decades ago. That is what Nigerians are reaping the benefit, quote and unquote, of what our leaders failed to do in the past. This is how it continues to manifest. And I'm saying this because I'm somebody who believes in future. A futurologist was asked, can man predict the future? He said, yes, man can predict the future. How can man predict the future, they asked him. He said, because the future is the series of events that are happening today. They are the ones that will determine tomorrow. If you follow diligently what is happening today, you can predict what will happen tomorrow. If you follow what is happening in reverse, you can predict when there will be crisis, what will lead to crisis, what will happen. So that is it. Man can see the future. And I'm seeing the future by activities taking place in Rivers State today. And that is everything that has been happening in Nigeria. If only our leaders had done the right thing, we wouldn't be where we are today. A failed state. That is what the Financial Times of London call Nigeria a failing state. A failing state. Because of things that ought to have been done that was not done in the past. Now everybody is looking. The Rivers State House of Assembly are supposed to be punished. Majority of the members there who defected to the APC that ought to be punished are not punished. And tomorrow when there is a problem, you ask yourself, begin to query, how did this happen? It is because of series of injustice that have manifested in violence and all kinds of things. Because the things that ought to have been done were not done. That is why leaders should be careful what they do. Now, like I said earlier, what gives them the impetus to do what they are doing? To strip the governor of his authority. Because there is no state in Nigeria where the governor has been so stripped of his authority like Rivers State. All because of peace. The peace of the graveyard that was brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because that 8-point agenda that they signed as, or resolution that they made Fubara to sign and everything, is what has given these people the right to do what they are doing. And those 8-point resolution, most of it are against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Because it was in that resolution that they stipulated that the Governor Fubara cannot sack local government administrators. He cannot sack them. Meanwhile, that kind of law is not in Lagos State, where Bola Ahmed Tinubu was governor for years, for 8 years, and had been putting his successors there like a monarch. He has, they can't take it. The Lagos State House of Assembly, of course, they may try to do what Rivers is doing because, like I said, Lagos is in the pocket of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But it's only in Rivers and Lagos State that those kind of things can happen. But it cannot happen in any other state in this country. Lagos State and Rivers State represent the worst case of godfatherism. But that is also part of the reason why Nigeria is a failing state. So the solution to the problem in Rivers State, this problem that is brewing, is for the Nigerian government to do the right thing. Those lawmakers need to be removed from the State House of Assembly. And they can then, INEC should conduct fresh election. If they contest under the APC and win, they can return back to the Assembly. until this thing is done, all these people that are remaining there, they are remaining there as lawmakers at the behest of Bola Tinubu and their godfather, the Minister of FCT, Wike. That is what is giving them the power to do what they have done, making laws against the interest of the people of Rivers State, without considering the consequences it will have in peace and stability of Rivers State. And the onus is now President Bola Tinubu to call them to order, and if possible, revoke that unjust peace. Because that unjust peace that he brokered, which stripped Fubara of most of his powers, to hire and fire, to run the state effectively as the chief security officer. That peace that Bola Tinubu brokered is the piece of the graveyard that need to be abrogated, and it needs to be folded and squeezed and put into the dustbin of history as one of the sad events of democracy since 1999. So the ball is now on the court of Bola Tinubu to intervene, because at the end of the day, if he does not intervene and things get out of hand in Rivers State, he is the one that will bear the responsibility, because after all, he is the chief security officer of the nation. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And when oil is not flowing in Rivers State, with the state of the economy of Nigeria right now, you can imagine what will happen. Your imagination should tell you what will be the state of Nigeria if oil is not flowing from Rivers State. Because if oil is not flowing from Rivers State, I don't know how the government will get the money to run the country. So they better sit up and call these lawmakers, so-called lawmakers, to order, to allow Fubara to run the state. Fubara already has the support of the Rivers State people. They should allow him to work. Tinubu should not be seen to be encouraging these lawmakers to be putting roadblocks, to be putting problems along the way of Fubara doing his duty for which he was elected the governor of Rivers State. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.